Hello, my name is Jerstian, and I'm here with another Pokemon video. If you saw the title, I am going to explain the Pokemon Palafin and Finizen. This Pokemon is the dolphin Pokemon, and it has a peculiar method of evolving. In order to evolve this Pokemon, you have to be in your friend's union room or they have to come into your world. And very important, the Pokemon has to be level 38 or above. I'm here with my good friend Luis, he is a Pokemon master from a long time ago. What's up, Luis?
Hello, everybody.
All right, I'm going to open the union room, and this is how you do it. Just go to any Pokemon Center. It's this yellow platform on the side. This is the yellow screen. I'm gonna hit form a group. We are both online, and yes, I want people to come into my room. I'm going to give my friend the code that you're going to see in the bottom left. That is the link code, and with that link code, he's gonna be able to come into my world. You're gonna see his name pop up on the right there. You can play it with up to four friends at once. I find that playing with four friends can be a little laggy, but it's the perfect way to coordinate for raids. So I've
It-
sent you the code through Discord. Can you see it, or you want me to tell you the code?
Oh, let me put up. Give me 1 second here, and also I'll explain the process of joining your friends' union circle. Let me definitely. And once you have the code to join a friend's union circle, just hit the other option, which is join group. Click on yes. And that is where you click on join group. Once you have the link code that your friends type it in on the keyboard that appears here. I'm typing it right now. It's usually a six-digit code. Once you type it in, it'll search for the group.
Yeah, and the link code, as he said, it's 6 digits. It's a mix of letters and numbers. If you see only
It's a,
numbers or only letters, it means you are offline.
that is correct.
So there you can see on the screen, my friend Dongo is his in-game name. That's Luis's name, and we are both playing Violet version. If your friend was playing Scarlet, if you're playing Scarlet, you would see the naranja school emblem. So I'm going to set out together, and this will lock in the room with just the two of us.
Oh, another cool thing about the Union Circle is if you're playing with a friend that has the opposite version that you have, if you go to specific places where their version exclusive spawn, you'll also be able to catch them.
Yep, that
So
is correct,
it's a
and
good
that works
way.
for Area Zero.
That is correct. So you'll be able to catch version exclusives with your friends.
Look at you, Luis, looking all fancy. All right, so I have a Palafin myself. I'm going to head into my boxes and I'm going to level him up so I could show you how much or how little his evolution changes. Here we go. I'm just gonna look at its summary so you could see this Pokemon that is Finizen.
Make sure they show up the regular form first.
Yeah, that is Finizen. Look at him there. And let's evolve him. And now it's a Palafin. You notice it has a heart on his chest, and that's basically it. Now that it's evolving, it's trying to learn Flip Turn, which is a crucial move to give it. Flip Turn, after making its attack, the user rushes back to switch places with a party Pokemon in waiting. And we're going to see that in action soon. Let me just teach it the move. All right, and that was how Palafin looks. Not very different. You wanted to say something, Luis? Sorry.
Oh no, it's I did want to mention that when your friends catches or evolves a Pokemon in the Union Circle, you get a little notification, so it's kind of cool too. Oh, and
Right.
also you could yeah, let's show up the regular version of Palafin. Just use your Let's Go feature. Throw it out.
Oh, sure.
As you can see, he doesn't change that much. He mentioned, he only gets a little heart on his chest.
Yeah.
I like the minimalist design and the heart in the chest. Also, really cues in well with his ability and his fighting style.
Yeah, it's a new ability, zero to hero, and look at my friend Luis showing us a shiny version of Finizen.
Shiny hunting in this game is so easy. And I appreciate purple shinies like this. So yeah, I wanted to show him off. He also has green eyes. So the main difference is just the purple color. And regular Palafin has like pinkish, reddish eyes.
Yeah,
And
if
shiny
I can get them
Palafin
to
should be has
stay,
green eyes.
if I can get them to stay still, this would
They
be a
won't. They won't. They
cool.
won't. They're very hyperactive.
Anyways, they
They're
are
so
not
hyperactive, but I
cooperating.
appreciate it.
Yeah, that was just an idea. So, all right, are you ready to battle?
I am. I am. How about you?
I am. Uh, get. Let me just change. I am not going to use Palafin. All right. And how do we do this? We have to go to the Poke Portal, right?
Yeah, we definitely. I'm sad that they didn't have like an added feature like you could just speak to your friend and just like have a drop down
And
menu and
trade?
trade or battle.
Speak to
Yeah,
your friend
they
and
didn't do
trade or
that.
battle, right?
They didn't do that. They yeah, but what does happen is once you do go to the Poké Portal and do the link code, it'll be so quick. It'll be quick, like almost instant.
All right, so let's go into Link Battle, right?
Yep, link battle and set up a
And
code. And
we're
let me
doing
you can tell me that code.
let's tell you the code. It's 584539. No,
585439.
584539.
Sorry about that. It's only 6 digits, right? Five
Only
eight
six
four
digits.
five three. Okay, perfect. So I'll begin searching. Let me know when you're ready.
Single battle. All right, let's try a single battle first.
Yep.
And you wanted to say something about Palafin and the moveset that you created for him. Don't tell me the moveset because I want to be surprised. But you said something about building a team?
Yeah, definitely. I built this power thing only as its own. I have a different team that I use. I just wanted to showcase the Palafin on its own. So this team is not specifically typed around this specific Palafin. We just wanted to show him off. But we'll speak about what kind of Pokemon you would like to pair up with him, so you could take advantage of of his weaknesses as well as his strengths.
Thank you. Are you searching?
I am. So it's 584539.
584539. Yep. It says searching
I
for
am
an
searching.
opponent to battle. Did you hit single
Oh,
battle, right?
ah, that was okay. Yup. Don't ignore me. I went into trading.
Trading?
Yeah,
Trading?
yeah, yeah. Don't let me go to the link battle. I'm sorry. It's I could use the same link code. Don't worry. The link code stays the same. I'm sorry. Yeah, opponent has been found. Sorry about that. Sorry so much about that. So make sure that you use standard rules, like the ranked battles, single standard rules.
Okay.
So
Oh,
the set that we're gonna show off is gonna be on the BSS or Battle Stadium Singles Season 1 and 2 set. Uh, Keep in mind that in Season 3, Paradox forms will be allowed to be used. So this information may very well change by Season 3. Now he does have respectable stats that can hold up to Paradox forms, and we'll talk more about that once we're explaining the form. But just know that Season 3 will change the metagame quite significantly because paradox forms are broken.
how do I change the rules?
You'll see singles, so it's supposed to
Oh,
be
says single
ranked
rules one
singles.
or single rules two?
What does two say?
Special Pokemon GS Cup rules
Not
one. It's that one, right?
I think so. Yeah, so it should say no special Pokemon, non legendary Pokemon, and 3v3. You choose a six Pokemon, 3v3 singles.
Okay, so we're going to battle using the official rules too, and as Luis said, these rules get updated online. So by next season or by season three, it'll be different. So here we go. We each bring six Pokemon to the battle, but we only select three, and he's gonna be able to see a preview of my Pokemon as I'll be able to see a preview of his.
Remember the days when Team Premium did not exist?
That was so long ago. What was it, Gen 4?
Gen 4.
Okay, so here we are. I have a minute and 30 seconds to choose three Pokemon, and I can see all of Luis's Pokemon. I don't know why his in-game name is Dongo, but I am not judging. He is using
This is
he's
a funny
using
name.
Palafin.
I like making I like making people smile when they see it. I think that's what happened.
All right, you're using Palafin. You
I
have
did bring
four
two Pokems
ice.
that could be good partners because I do believe that Palafin has great benefits from having a grass type partner like a Bulbasaur and Skeletor, a fire type like Skeletor, because he's very weak to grass. He's a water type Pokemon, very reliant on water type moves. So not only covering those weaknesses will help him, but also rain partners like defensive Pelipper's to set up the rain, so his water moves will hit even stronger. Alright, so I'm going to choose my three Pokemon now that we
I
started the
chose
game.
my three Pokemon, and let's see how this goes. We're gonna show off your gameplay rather than mine, but it's cool. We're gonna see, hopefully, see Palafin in action and explain his ability Zero to Hero. Okay, now we're gonna get ready to see Palafin in action and its unique ability Zero to Hero.
Now, something to take into account with Zero to Hero is that it's a great ability, but since the activation requirement for the ability is Palafin switching out, your strategy is a little bit predictable. So you could see that your weaknesses not only are typing, because their moveset Palafin will use is a little bit limited, but since you have to switch out, your opponent could predict what you're going to be switching into and could hit you back very hard. But the important thing is to flip turn the first turn with Palafin so he can switch out, meeting that requirement to start to activate the ability.
Yep, and we're going to see how drastic Palafin changes after switching out.
Most definitely. Now, this switch out usually they will try to hit back hard against what you switch out. So try to switch it into a defensive Pokemon or a tanky Pokemon, something that can ignore stats, maybe something with unaware like Skeletor here. Now, here I wouldn't switch to a Gyarados with Skeletor normally, because it's the type disadvantage that I find myself in. But usually, in that scenario, you need to switch out for Palafin ability to activate. Now the good thing is you saw that he Dragon Dance. Now the thing about Skeletor is that he has unaware, so I know those ability boosts that he has, those stat boosts.
And it's kind of limiting, as you said. You don't have a team built around Palafin, but your ice Pokemon and specifically also a Bulbasaur are a good Pokemon to pair with him.
Most definitely.
I really like Skeletor. What do you think about the starters in this generation?
I really enjoy the starters in this generation as a whole.
Yeah,
I feel they have great designs. The only one that it's not even that it's bad, that it's just weaker compared to the other two is Quaquaval. I feel like compared to the other two, his design's a little bit weaker. But that's just weaker.
Design wise, he's weaker, but I still like that. It's just
his concept is great. His concept is great.
It's very unique and it fits the theme, like the overall Spanish theme of the game. I actually am with a lot of the internet disappointed that Sprigatito did not stay on all fours, but Meowscarada is actually very cool. And
most definitely.
If you haven't noticed by our accents, Luis and I both speak Spanish as our first language, so there's so many cool stuff to see in this game, and there's so many nice touches. This is the first time in a game that Spanish is done really cool. It's not done in the Disney way of saying an entire sentence in English and ending it ending it amigo or like you said, ha ha ha, or whatever.
Or very stereotypical image of Hispanic speaking folk. Yeah, definitely. Always been the norm in Hollywood and in general pop culture. Definitely, you're definitely right on that.
Oh my
by the way, something very common in BSS, as you saw, is people will try to sleep a lot, since very different to Smogon, which is like a fan-made meta that revolves around 6v6. There is no clause or rule avoiding me sleeping the entire party that he has.
Yeah.
In said meta, there is a clause called sleep clause that limits me only sleeping one Pokemon
Yeah.
per status.
Yeah, and status have always been a really powerful
Mhm.
way to complement your Pokemon. But like you said, sleep has kind of been dominating this time around.
Yeah, and it's Pokemon to look to be on the lookout for is make sure that you have a grass type because new people in this gen are using a lot of Pokemon like um Shroomish Breloom that has Spore and is very fast, right?
Yep.
But people don't realize that grass Pokemon are unaffected completely by Spore. So Pokemon like that cannot do much.
Yeah, and keep in mind if you're new to battling singles 3v3, another shiny Pokemon, nice shiny Abomasnow. Uh,
Do you
switching
see the mark
may
on it? Do you see the mark on it? It
I
has
did
the
not know
Cloud
the
Watcher
mark.
mark.
Oh,
It has
that's
the
cool.
Cloud
Can
Watcher.
you explain
Yeah,
what
it's
that
pretty cool.
means?
It's nice. You have to catch Pokemon. Usually, marks are usually when you catch Pokemon specific circumstances or statuses. So Cloud Watcher is usually when you catch the Pokemon in a status condition in a weather condition. That could be snow. It could be harsh sunlight. It could be rain. So they could have Cloud Watcher or a specific title depending on the weather event itself. So they could have
Oh
a specific
no!
title if it's hail or snow in this game. I like in this game, and you can see that, right? You didn't expect the fire Tera type, right?
Explain what happened. I was using flamethrower, which is super effective against Abomasnow, but you correctly predicted that, and you made your Abomasnow Terra type into a fire.
Correct. A lot of people try to go for specific weaknesses right off the bat. So the cool thing about this generation that they did is terrestrialization, which makes the whole game more in a single type scenario very unpredictable.
All right, let's see how I fight your now fire type Abomasnow.
Definitely. Good luck. All right.
That is
Now,
defense, right?
it raises. It's like a light screen and a reflect at the same time. Now, since I made sure to support my Palafin with Aurora Bell, as you saw, we could safely bring him in so we can show him off.
And as I said, it's always very difficult to predict when one is going to switch. And here we go, Palafin 0 to Hero. This ability makes Palafin into look entirely different, and maybe yours does not look like my friend Luis here because his is shiny, remember that. But I think it looks incredible.
Definitely, and I love the Hercules type of inspiration that the design has, even down to the name of the ability. Because from Zero to Zero, if you guys are Disney fans, is a song specifically in the classic Hercules movie from Disney. Now the good thing about Palafin is now he's supported. He has in at this moment without Paradox Pokemon, he has the highest attack stat in the format. So this is a great wall breaker. Now Annihilate is a bulky Pokemon. Now he just close combated too, so we have to take that into account. But Annihilate is a bulky Pokemon. So we do have to take that into account. But Palafin is a great wall breaker.
And Wave
As
Crash
you saw,
is an exclusive move for
it,
Palafin.
oh, some other Pokemon do learn Wave Crash. Now it may die here because as you saw, Wave Crash does take a lot of recoil. But another cool thing that Palafin does have to make sure to deal with Focus Sash users is on signature move, which is priority called Jet Punch, and it
Yeah.
has the same type of priority that Extreme Speed has, which is +2. So it all speed other priority moves too.
Oh, that's great. And I am not able to attack Aboma's no weakness, and Luis heads up for a victory. So we got to see Palafin get defended by Aurora Veil because that affects your whole team. And it's a
Correct.
really great Pokemon. It actually triggered the Focus Sash. Without the Focus Sash, it would have been a one-hit KO. So, Luis, thank
Yeah,
you for
most
showing
definitely.
off that Pokemon. Thank you for battling me. Can you now explain the moves that you chose for Palafin and why?
Of course. Now, the moveset that I have for Palafin is as the affirmation move that is needed, Flip Turn, because that is needed to meet the requirement of him transforming. The priority move, Jet Punch, which, well, like I mentioned, is a water type priority move that is signature to only him, and has a 2+2 priority. Wave Crash, as you saw me use in the battle. The only bad thing about Wave Crash, as you saw, it has a huge recall cost. So you may be wary. You could switch this out to another more safer move like Liquidation, but keep in mind that you are trading power for less recoil. So keep that in mind. And the last move is Close Combat. Now, this is for type coverage to make sure that other Pokemon that resist water type, you could also hit them even neutrally. Now, there's a case to be made for this fourth move to be changed to Ice Punch, but Ice Punch is very limiting in what types it hits, right? So
Yeah.
with how the meta plays out, it's much better to have close combat because most Pokemon that you will face will be either weak or take neutral damage from it.
Damage.
And neutral damage coming from a Choice Bandit, which is the item that I was using, Palafin, is no joke.
Yeah,
It
and
it could
if you
it could
don't
it
know,
could
the choice band will increase the Pokemon's attack stat, but will limit Palafin to only using one move.
That is correct. Now, even neutral damage would be good. So, if you think that they're gonna switch out, something good to do is even if you already have the from Zero Hero activated, if you think they're gonna switch out, you could also flip turn again because the ability won't turn off. It's already on, and flip turn is a great since it's like U turn, which
Yep.
returns the Pokemon as soon as it's used. It's a great momentum tool to use. So even you don't have to use him just to wall break. If you feel that you can win that specific battle and you have another Pokemon in your party that will do better, you could just flip turn him out and he'll still be in his strongest form when he comes back, not locked into flip turn.
Yeah,
So you could
and
use him for
remember,
a second.
if you aren't using a wave crash, he could you a good reason to get him back into your Pokemon to switch him out is because of his priority move. You could always keep your priority move for a clutch win or for a final turn.
And in this meta, priority is very important because Focus Sash is a very relevant item. So since people are setting up and sweeping a lot, people are countering with Focus Sash. So it's very important to have Pokemon with priority to make sure that you get that last hit in.
Exactly. So, and Luis, and this is one final thing for the more competitive people out there. I'm going to put like the text on the screen so people can see. But can you explain the nature and EV spread for your Palafin?
Of course. Now, there's a case to be made for two natures. This one I'm using is Adamant. But if you want a little bit more speed to make sure that you speed other Pokemon like Steel Tera type Hydreigon, you could go for a Jolly Nature. And I mentioned that because Steel Tera type Dragon types are very common in the meta. Since they take away their ice weakness, and with Hydreigon specifically, since it has Levitate, it basically gives them no weaknesses except for fighting. So it's good to keep that in mind. If you want more strength, you could go adamant, or if you want more speed and reliability, you could go jolly. Now, as for the EVs, I have an even split. So I have max attack, which is 252, max speed 252, and the remaining four available EVs to be usable in HP. Now, it doesn't have to be in HP. HP is just to make sure that Wave Crash doesn't kill you most of the time. Now, in this case, did because I was wall breaking Annihilate, and Annihilate is a very bulky Pokemon. Uh, but it could go to defense if you feel like maybe taking hits more, or this is just one EV too. But in the certain calculations, this one EV can make a difference. It's just an EV that you could adapt based on the other needs in the party. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is the huge grass weakness that you have in this party, and also the other water types. specifically Rotom Wash. As always, Rotom Wash is a great Pokemon, is always relevant. And with this moveset, since you're going to be locked into a water move, most likely, you have to be very aware if they're going to switch into Rotom Wash so you could predict with a close combat. Because even a defensive set of Rotom Wash will not want to take a close combat.
Right. And it's great that Rotom has continued being relevant all this time.
Of
So,
course.
Luis, this was really fun. If you were watching this video, you could tell that my friend Luis has a lot of competitive experience, and maybe we could find a Pokemon to do a video in the future. So, if you have a question, if you need a move set for a specific Pokemon, I can try and help you. And if I need help, I'll tag in Luis to give us a more in-depth look at a competitive Pokemon. So,
I'll be
man,
glad
do
to
you
help.
want people to follow you anywhere? You want to say any socials?
Currently, I don't have any active content creator social media presence, but I'm just glad I could help, and I just like this game, and I like helping you, so I'm just glad I could help.
All right, then. Thank you so much for making this video with me. I am Jersey, and so stay tuned for more Pokemon and more gaming videos. Bye.
Bye bye.